What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to another episode of Pour Michigan Reviews. We are drinking Pure Michigan today, guys. This is going to be from the Rake Beer Project out of Muskegon. I've never had any experience with these guys. I didn't even know they existed until I heard about them from M4 Distribution. So shout out Jason for updating me that these guys are around. I think they specialize in farmhouse ales, if I'm not mistaken, but I think they have a wide variety of choices and options, guys. This is called Krush, the Rustic Kolsch with Nelson Sauvin Hops coming in at 5.1% ABV, and apparently Rake Crusher series. So it's a series of beers that they have released, and that's the can, guys. It's pretty slick. Really nice in a 4-pack option that is given to us, guys. And the price I can't remember because I've had this for like 1 or 2 weeks. Been sitting in the fridge, and I've kind of just been staying away from it. And obviously I have not had experience because I'm looking at the side of the can now, and it says Rake Beer Project Progressive Farmhouse Ale. So clearly that is what they specialize in. I didn't hear incorrectly. That is what they do, guys. So again, out of Muskegon, can conditioned, keep cold, drink fresh. I don't believe there's a canned on date, which is disappointing. But what's interesting, guys, is I've taken a liking to more light beers, more drinkable beers, beers that aren't hazy, beers that aren't blow your mouth out hoppy. I do love those, time and place. I've had so many in the past 3 years that I honestly am kind of burned out. I mean, I just got to be honest with you guys. I love them, and I'll continue to review them, but my palate has shifted and changed kind of away and gravitated towards drinkable, lighter beers. And this being a Rustic Kolsch, I've never even heard of a Rustic Kolsch, but I have heard of Nelson Sauvin Hops. So that's enough talking, guys. I think you get the hint here, and we have a lot of foam popping off the top. I don't know if you guys can even see that, probably not, but that wasn't what I expected, but we will pour anyways with that foam since we don't want to make a mess. And yeah, we have a large head coming in here, guys. Let me try to alleviate this a little bit. And I hope all of you are doing quite well. It's a beautiful day, a fall day in northern Michigan. So hope you guys are enjoying your autumn so far. It's just getting started. So guys, disregard that. I think this was overcarbed potentially because the way that came out of the top, the foam there, it was erupting. And I don't know if that's proper there. I don't think it is. So this head, I think, is meant to be a little bit bigger and bushier and deep and a lot of depth to this. I mean, look, check that out. That's crazy looking. But I do think that this head is overblown since when I opened that, it blew off the top there. So what you really have is a straw palish yellow. It's quite hazy. I mean, Kolsch's tend to be at times. They're not always completely see-through. But this is definitely a hazy boy in the Kölsch department, I would say. Again, Nelson Sauvin Hops, a little bit of experience with it, but not a ton. I'm going to go ahead and try to pour a little bit more, guys. So yeah, the head is absolutely absurd on this. Absolutely absurd. I'm going to try to get a nose on this, but as you guys can see, ridiculous. And that's about perfect. That's how the beer looks. Tried to get the lighting on point in the basement. I'm in the basement in the guest room, so no review station yet. Sorry, guys. Let's go to an aroma through this ridiculous head. Smells citrusy, maybe even tropical fruitish, generic, bright, vibrant notes of like grapefruit, pineapple, maybe like a little earthy berry note in here, some kind of like strawberry, blueberry note that's popping out for some reason. I think Nelson Sauvin, if I'm not mistaken, reminds me of like white grapes and kind of this grapey berry kind of forwardness, and I think that is popping off the top. But this is quite bright. Like I said before, for being a Rustic Kolsch, usually you wouldn't get this kind of nose. I mean, and this is through a thick, dense head that I shouldn't be getting that kind of vibrance off of this. Little grainy too. So guys, I'm gonna try to get a sip off this, otherwise you're gonna be watching this video all damn day, so we won't want this. Cheers. This is Krush from the Rake Beer Project. Oh, wow. What does that remind me of? It's got this like earthy, like sweet pine grassiness somewhere deep in this beer, and then on the back end. It reminds me of like Gumball Head from Three Floyds for some reason. Like I'm getting those kind of vibes on the kind of piney, earthy back end, but I think Three Floyds has more of that IPA vibe, where this kind of drops off the back. That bitterness is not sitting at the end of this beer. It really almost comes across like it could be like a pale ale or IPA at first, because it's so big and vibrant and bright. Slight hoppy quality to it, absolutely. I would not guess that this was a Kölsch if I was sipping on this one. This must be loaded with Nelson Sauvin hops. But unbelievably tasty. Very clean, very refreshing for what it's bringing to the table. Almost feels like it's got like Citra in it in a way. I mean, it's so straightforward. I mean, there's definitely citrus jumping out at you. There's piney, a little bit of bitterness hanging on the back, but it does fade, and it's just clean, almost like tropical fruit, earthy, piney cleanness, if I had to just give you guys what I think throughout this beer. But there is like this like grainy quality to it, like almost like a brown rice kind of grainy cereal somewhere in the front of the malt end there. Hint of lemon, small grapefruit note. Clean, clean, clean. It fades. It's just that's what's remarkable. Is you get this big jump of flavor. That little, it's like white grapey juiciness in water. I mean, really, it's so clean. I mean, it gives you those flavors, but then they fade, and then you're left with like this again, a little bit of pine, sweet, grassy back end, and then it just again fades to a clean finish. I really enjoy this. Yeah, more of that rice grain coming out. Would I ever guess that this is a Kölsch? No shot. I think it's like a misdiagnosed label for what it is. That's why it reminded me of like Gumball Head, because it's not like Gumball Head is. It's almost like an uncategorized beer. It doesn't come across like a wheat, or it's more like an IPA pale ale hybrid, and that's usually what Three Floyds does. They mislabel things, and we still love them. We don't care. So I really like this Rake Beer Project. Yeah, I like this a lot. So clean, so clean. Almost slight juicy quality, but man, yeah, like almost like citrus Nelson Sauvin mixture coming through. It's bizarre. And then it fades. And then it just fades. This video has gone on way too long. This is a great first experience of this company. I like this. As for rating, I'm going to go a straight 4 out of 5, guys. I really like it. I definitely have 1 or 2 of these, no problem, and I wouldn't be mad about it. Yeah, highly recommend this. This has been Krush from the Rake Beer Project out of Muskegon. I'm Dan, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. It is what it is. I'm over and out.